Welcome to Shadowrun Darkness Rising. This is a role-playing game that's going to be in the Shadowrun universe, but we are using Cinematic Unisystem rules by Eden Studios, which is a D10 system. Wanted to try to do something a little bit different here when I did this, and the rules are a little bit easier to play. Let's introduce our two players here. We'll start with Geoff, and then we'll go with Rick. This is a small group. We're just experimenting on this and trying this out, seeing how it works. We will look in the future to add some more people into it. So if you are interested in joining up, there are some stipulations for joining. You have to want to be recorded, and you have to have a decent sound, at least sound that I can edit. If you have, stuff, there'll be no background noise that could distract people. Background stuff happens, but try to prevent it. Anyway, you can contact AskTheDM at theevildm.com if you are interested. If not, don't worry about it. We'll find people in the future. Go ahead, off to Geoff.
Hello. I will be playing a character called Tony Syns, aka Dr. Dude. Dr. Dude is a Shadowrunner who grew up in the streets of Name City, and when he was younger, he had a younger sibling who had a life debilitating illness, which ended up killing the younger sibling. And he made it his life mission that no one would suffer the same pain as they did, because they couldn't afford the insurance to save the young sibling's life. And so he went to medical school. He went through and got good grades and whatnot. But instead of going through a regular practicing doctor's office, he decided to open a street clinic. And unfortunately, because it doesn't make any money, he had to find some other way to fund his street clinic by, doing missions, saving lives, and that's what he's about. He's about saving people who cannot afford to go through the system.
Alrighty. And what does Dr. Dude look like?
Dr. Dude is a fit human with blonde hair and blue eyes. He normally wears a medical. He normally wears a medical lab coat and some armor underneath. He carries around a pistol that with variable settings that allow him to shoot things like darts and smoke grenades.
Okay, cool. And Rick?
I am playing a guy named Colt Callahan. He goes by the name Stonehands. He's in Shadowrun. He's a physical adept. He's early 40s, born before all the trouble started with North America, and he basically kind of a venturing type guy, sort of military law enforcement background with just kind of a bit of a jack of all trades, and decided to visit Texas during the time they went independent and tried to attack Aztlan, and figured that was a worthy, something worthy to fight for. And then, of course, that all fell apart for Texas, and they applied for readmittance back into the Confederated American states. Just kind of wandered around for a bit, went back to California. That's where he was from, born in Northern California in Redding, and kind of tried at that point. It was more about trying to keep the Tier Elf Nation from invading his home, and kind of took a little bit of offense to that. And now he kind of takes opportunities to stick it to those guys whenever he can, but just basically trying to rebuild a life and get himself back into hopefully even a middle class lifestyle. Kind of living from paycheck to paycheck sort of thing right now, and kind of wants to help people. Likes the doc's clinic ideas. Wants to help and support that because he knows what it's like to be homeless and down and out. So kind of like his soft spot, but kind of still has that cop attitude, a little bit. Bend rules, break stupid laws, but a little bit of a dirty, hairy kind of attitude. But it's all about the greater good.
And what does he look like?
He's about 6'2", 6'3", built a bit like a professional wrestler, like 220, 230, and got got some kind of medium long, silvery grayish hair and typical brown leather jacket or long duster. Rides a Harley. Kind of gruff, kind of scruffy a little bit. Just kind of guy, fit right in average biker bar or kind of dive bar. Just kind of looks tough, but minds his own business. And just kind of, I guess you'd say, I can't think of the right word, so I'm rambling. Just kind of that silent presence, that guy that just, you look at him and you're like, about the best I can describe it.
Kind of like a brooding biker, huh?
A little bit. Just the kind of guy, he's not obnoxious, not boisterous, not unfriendly, but not outgoing. A little bit of a lone wolf, but really will stick up for his friends.
Okay, cool. So you guys are in the town of Eureka, Northern California, which is basically on the coast of California. I think it's like mid-coast, maybe northern mid-coast, about there. And that's where you guys have stationed out, decided to put your roots down. It's kind of a rural area, kind of merging city area. And there's a lot of little cliques there of families and groups of different sorts of races. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. They're all accepted. Some people live in their own race-based communities in the area. Eureka is kind of a mix. Generally, there are humans there, but there could be, the occasional orc or troll or something wandering around. And nobody seems to really care too much, as long as, you keep to yourself and kind of those attitudes. So, yeah. So the two of you are, you guys have done runs together in the past. You kind of know each other probably at one point. Rick probably came into your clinic at one point, and that's how you met him, and he got some free medical from you. And then he noticed that one day you were struggling with some bills, and he was like, Dr. Dude, maybe we can help you out with, I got a little something for you. And you're like, all right, well, after some deep thought, you were like, you know what, I got to keep this clinic in business. It's helping the community out, and that's my overall goal in life. I just, really want to help the community out. And I'm getting your character pretty much correct, Geoff, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you meet Stonehands one night by the bar downtown in Eureka, and he said, we're going to meet one of my contacts here, Mr. Johnson. So you guys sit down, you have a drink. The bar is called
Leaky Shoe.
What?
The Leaky Shoe.
No. The bar is called Rusty's Grease Pit.
No, we don't want to go back to the Leaky Shoe, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Rusty's Grease Pit. And the owner's name is Gus Grease Thompson. He, let's see, he's about in his late 50s. He's a burly man, grizzled appearance. He has a thick gray beard. He's a bald head, but he usually has an old, greasy baseball cap on. And he's got, tattoos on his arms that are kind of faded and look like he's had a rough life. But he's the bar owner, and he's a nice guy. He's friendly. He's a no-nonsense guy, but he's friendly. You guys kind of know him. Rick, you probably would know him more often because of your, affiliations with bikers and things like that.
Okay.
So, you're not buds with him, but he'd be like, hey, what's up, Stonehands? You'd be like, what's up, Gus? Or you might call him Grease, depending. His nickname is Grease, so you might just say, what's up, Grease? And Dr. Dude, you may have had some run-ins with him because of people coming from the bar after fights. So you know him somewhat. Yep. And, yeah. So he's in his late 50s, and he's a nice guy. And the bar is rough around the edges, so to speak. Have you ever watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Seen that a few times.
Okay. Well,
I know rundown bars, so
yeah, it's basically it's like a rundown bar like that. It's dim. This is dimly lit, and the exterior is worn. There's a faded sign on the outside of the entrance. The bar is cluttered with old furniture and old motorcycle memorabilia. The atmosphere is very.
It's a biker bar.
Yeah, but not essentially. It's not a biker bar, but it could be. There are some bikers in there, and they're local, towns workers, and it's like a blue-collar bar, a very, very blue-collar bar, like the low totem pole of the blue-collar bars. I'm not making fun of
I used to be a bouncer at one of those.
Yeah, It's like I don't want to say like the dregs of society, but it's the people that just want to drink and be left the fuck alone. So that's the best way I could put it.
Cheap drinks.
Mm-hmm.
A place with cheap drinks. No silliness, no questions. Maybe a greasy burger now and then.
Yeah, actually, it's known for its cheap, strong drinks. It's hearty food. It's got greasy burgers, delicious wings, and crispy fries. The house
Wings.
special is the house special is the grease pit. And no one knows exactly what's in the grease pit, but everybody loves the grease pit. So that's his special.
I want to put some wings on Ulfric's tab.
No. You will often see bikers in here, especially the Black Serpents. You guys remember them.
Yeah.
They're every once in a while you'll see a couple of them in here drinking in a separate area by themselves in the bar. And they're generally people tend to stay away from them when they're in the bar. So they do try to take over the back room of the bar because the bar has a separate, like, quote unquote party room. But it's not really a party room. Mostly the Black Serpents use it as their, like, meeting den to do deals and stuff like that. And most of the people in the town don't give a shit. They're just like, whatever. I don't care. I just want my drink and want to go home. So you guys are sitting in the bar, and Gus gives you your favorite drink, whatever you want it to be. It's in your hands. If it's soda, it's soda. That's fine. I don't care. Just whatever's in your hand. And you're waiting for your contact. And in comes a man who, let me get his description, Mr. J. He's actually dressed in a full black suit, even a black shirt. His tie is the only color on his uniform, on his suit, but it's red. He's wearing a pack. Wow, I can't talk today. He's wearing a pair of black sunglasses, and he has a scar on his face that you can see behind the sunglasses that goes across one of his eyes down to his cheek. So, he's got a slick back hair, and he smells of nice cologne when he comes in. When he comes in, nobody seems to pay much attention to him because they're used to these shady types coming in anyway. So he sits down at the table with a briefcase, and he looks at you, Stonehands. He says, "Who's the doc?"
He's a guy I run with. Definitely effective, and keep his mouth shut and do his business.
Okay. So you can vouch for him is what you're saying?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Excellent. He puts his briefcase on the table. He pops it open, and you see he's ruffling through some paperwork. And he says, you just go by Doc. That's what I'm going to call you, Doc. Geoff.
Normally people call me Dr. Dude.
Fine. Dr. Dude. Excellent. Dr. Dude and Stonehand. Gotcha. All right. So he ruffles through some paperwork, and he's like, and he kind of leans in a little bit forward to be a little bit more quiet. He goes, "There's a drug on the street. It's called Veil." And he closes his briefcase and he hands you both a file. You could pass it around, but be discreet about it. And it's talking about this drug Veil, and it's like this type of thing that you can inject into you, and you get a super high, and you become like a superhero, and you can run around town and do all these crazy things. Now, my client is interested in procuring this drug and who manufactures it. We're not quite sure. We do know that the drug is distributed and the dealers are, and he points behind you, and you see he points at the Black Serpents.
Uh-oh.
And he says, I'm quite aware that they are the ones that distribute this drug. We do know that there's one person that we could probably get information from, and hold on, I'll give you his picture.
My character being a doctor, would he have come across this drug?
Yeah. Actually, you would have, but you didn't know what it was called. You just know that after reading the paperwork that he has, that you kind of recognize the symptoms of people coming down off the medication. They usually are confused. Some people actually start bleeding from their nose. Some people start bleeding from their eyes. The side effects also cause loss of memory, things like that.
And what's this drug called again?
Veil. There's one biker member that we want you to take a look at. And this is what he shows you a picture of him. His name is Smokey Joe. And
Okay.
he seems to like to talk a lot when you put a little alcohol in him. So I want you to get some information from him where they might be distributing this drug and where they're getting it from. I don't know where they're located. They only know that they come to this bar. There is another bar here in town that you may want to take a look at too. So that might be a good idea.
Okay.
Any questions?
None for me.
None for me.
Alrighty. He says that
Other than
yeah.
payment arrangements.
Well, I was just about to get to that. He said they're just getting the information of where they are, where their warehouse is, and where the distribution's from. We'll start and I will give you 10,000 credits total. If you could figure out where the drug is being manufactured, where their supplier is, the client is willing to pay 20K total.
That sounds that sounds good to me, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do apologize. I meant to, as out of character, I meant to say New Yen because we decided we weren't going to use credits.
All right.
We were going to use paper money. 20 grand in New Yen cash. If you get the supplier. Now, if you just get their warehouse and proof that they have it there or something, whether it be pictures or bringing product back to show me, that's fine. That'd be the 10K that you would get. So it's up to you guys how you want to handle this. And if everything's successful, I will have more jobs for you in the future. As Stonehand knows, generally I have some good jobs on the board for you guys. So no more further questions. He clicks up his briefcase, takes the file back, and he says good day, and he leaves.
Okay.
Gus comes over, and he's just like, he cleans off the table. He's like, who's Mr. Fancy Pants there?
Business, my friend, business.
You're always with that business there, Stonehands. Always with that business.
No, I don't have a bar to keep me in pocket money, so...
You think I'm rich off this bar? I mean, come on, look at me.
No. That's why I said pocket me money, brother.
Yeah. He's like, all right, if you need anything else, a drink or something, let me know. You know, we're closing the kitchen soon, so we gotta, it's clean or something. I don't know. He just mumbles something and walks off.
Oh, he didn't even have... You hungry while we're here, or should we get going?
Oh, absolutely. Let's get something to eat before we go, bro.
Oh, sounds great to me. Couple of grease pits.
I don't know what they're in there, but man, do I love them.
Yeah, I don't think I even want to know at this point. It's just too good to.
No, funny thing is, actually,
kind of like hot dogs.
I put it in the analyzer one time. Man, it came up with question marks.
Oh well, that's fair. Yeah, obviously, definitely don't want to know.
All right. So you get your grease pit. There's just this big slop that comes out on the plate. You get a fork and knife. I don't know why you get a fork and knife, but you do. And Gus says, enjoy. And you guys, you chow down. And then afterwards, you feel like, you've eaten a gourmet meal, even though it looks disgusting and it slid down like grease in your throat. Or I should say snot. But you know what? It washed down.
I think there's some cheese in there.
You call that cheese? Bruh.
I'm okay, Velveeta.
With a nice cold beer, it tastes just great. Well, the bar is pretty much getting on its final last call of the evening. You guys spent some time there having some food, some drinks, discussing plans on how you're going to do anything. So we'll say the bar closes for the evening, and you all leave. You notice that the Black Serpents don't leave. They're all in the back room, and they just don't leave. But Gus is like, all right, time to close. Get out.
Yep.
I mean,
all right.
I guess.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about something which probably best not talked about here anyway.
Okay.
So
because it involves, and I'll nod back to the back room. And I have an out of character question.
Yeah.
How long has it been since that last run we did that involved where we got that deed and everything?
Oh yeah, that stuff didn't exist. That was just
okay.
So that was just a test.
That's why I was wondering if.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a test run to get you guys
okay,
acquainted.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. I was asking because I'm like, well, if that happened, then kind of worried about getting recognized on some if they had any camera footage, etc. But moot point now. Okay then.
So where are you guys going?
Well, let's see. Too late probably to go to that other bar.
Probably.
So where does that Smoky Joe guy hang out at?
Don't know. But I bet you those guys, kind of nodding his head towards the direction of the Black Serpents. Bet you those guys don't know.
Is he one of them, or is he just like a hanger-on?
As far as you know, that he looks like he was probably one of them.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to. I don't know if we should get into it right now this evening, or what time is it?
About 2 a.m.
I was
About
like
2 a.m.
6 p.m. They close early.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a bar. They close super early.
Gus has to go to sleep. He's really old, so.
You know, when
Hey,
I'm
man.
making that sloppy stuff, it really tires me out.
So let's do some rolls here, so you guys can get some acquainted with your first rolls here, and it'll give you some
Okay.
information. You guys have knowledge skills under your character sheet. You both probably do, I think, or at least Geoff does.
Yeah. I got my character sheet back up.
Knowledge. Yeah, I have a knowledge of.
Okay, and Rick.
I had a bunch of pages popped up, and I'm trying to fix that. With that in a minute, back to my character sheet.
So again, looking on your character sheet, you should be able to see the knowledge there. So what you're going to do is take a D10.
Okay.
And you're going to add your intelligence and your knowledge together. That'll give you your bonus total, and add it to your D10 roll. Then look on the little cheat sheet I gave you with the success levels and tell me how many success levels you got.
Okay.
Right, give me just a second. Need to pull up that. All right.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing.
8 D10, and I got a 12. So decent.
How many success levels is it?
2.
2? Got it. Rick?
I did not make the 12. I actually got 12 exactly, so that looks like successful.
Okay, good. So the both of you are thinking about things. You know that there is a place on the side of town where you do see a lot of bikers hanging out. It used to be an old drive-in movie theater, but it no longer is one now. It's just kind of an abandoned parking lot and with a giant screen that's kind of ripped, and nobody has, kept it in any condition, because nobody really is like that anymore in this century of 2053. So nobody does that crap anymore. So
yeah, I can understand.
What about this place? This rundown drive-in movie theater. We know they work there. Or we know that there's some people hang there, but
I said
we don't
bikers.
know. There's bikers. We don't
Yeah.
know of the black surfers. Just bikers.
No, I just said it's a local hangout for bikers that you remember seeing when you're driving past it or going that way. You always see bikers in there.
Well,
So
that would
do
be
we
a
wanna
place. Yeah, we could try looking around there, just kind of cruising through.
Okay.
You ride or?
No, I have a car.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Would driving a car or a pickup, in that area, because not everybody drives a bike all the time, be out of place?
No, but driving by wouldn't be a problem. But you know what? If you have a bike, you might be able to make it in there. Look like another bike.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could definitely.
I mean,
go in there and take a look around.
There are certain cars and vans that go in and out of biker areas, but generally, it's like you said, it's mostly bikes.
Yeah.
Driving by would be no issue. They would probably just ignore you if you're just cruising on by.
Checking out my contacts. But if we're looking just to track down Smokey Joe, I could always get a hold of a cop I know and see what he knows about him before we go. Maybe we can get a good actual, photograph.
I gave you one.
So I'll get. What's that? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson gave us one.
Yeah.
I missed that. I forgot about that. I was like, oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
Go
you could use your cop friend to give you an address.
That's true. Maybe I could just see if I can get a look at his rap sheet if he's probably got one.
Well, he's a biker, more than likely. Yeah, he has one.
Yeah.
So you want to
So yeah.
ring up your cop friend?
Would he be working right now, or would he be like a day shift guy?
Let's roll.
All right.
Is he? How do you know him? Tell me, is he a newer cop, or is he just someone that he's on the beat that's been around for a while that you know, or?
I'm thinking he's a guy that's been doing the job for a number of years, probably like a 10-year veteran or something like that.
All right, that's
a guy who knows his town, he knows the people, and he knows his job.
No, he wouldn't be working on this shift at night. He's probably a day cop. Especially if he's 10 years on the force, he's probably not going to be on a night shift anymore. So yeah, rolling doesn't give you night shift. He's either asleep or he's sitting up in his room drinking. I don't know.
It's 4 a.m. bro. More likely he's asleep.
Yeah, I can bug him in the morning.
Okay,
but I can take a cruise through and see if I see that guy in there anywhere.
I think I'm gonna hit the hay for right now, man.
All right,
I mean, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll through here and then head home myself.
Okay, so Dr. Dude, you're gonna go back to your clinic because you have a little what?
The Dude Lab.
Yeah, you're gonna head back to your clinic. The dude laughed. You're gonna head back to your clinic, and you have a little area in there where you pretty much like your quarters. Pretty much, you sleep,
Yeah.
you eat, you watch TV, you shower.
Living area. Yeah.
Yeah, your little apartment on there because it's cost efficient for you to do that since you've put your life dedicating into having a free clinic. You got to kind of do this.
Right. Right.
So Dr. Dude does that. So now Stonehenge, you're gonna roll on over to the drive-in. Excuse me.
Yeah, drive. Yeah, I figured I'd just roll through there, just kind of on the way home, more or less, and just see if I see that guy around or anybody that looks like him. Kind of just kind of doing a lick-see. Not going to talk to anybody. Just kind of
Now,
observe and.
does your guy have any patches on, or is he just a leather jacket, regular bike driver?
Just a pretty much regular. It does not patch in. No patches, no nothing like that. Just kind of.
No affiliations.
Yeah, no affiliation except for himself.
So you're basically just a nomad rider with no patch. Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, so you head down to this part of the town where you remember where it is, and it's pretty much run down. The streets have potholes. There's trash everywhere. Most of the buildings that were warehouses and things like that are abandoned or closed down, and if some of them are still up and running, they look like they should be shut down. The street, yeah, the street lights down this area are working somewhat. Some of them aren't. Some of them are broken. It doesn't seem like the city takes much care of this area and basically just stays out of this area. You roll up to the drive-in area where, as you're choppering in, you could see barrel cans of fire on the entrance area, lighting up the way inside. You see various little cliques of bikers here or there, celebrating, drinking. Some of them are firing firearms in the air. You don't know why, but you would think they're celebrating something. There is I want to say a makeshift bar area that they seem to be walking up and getting beer and stuff from.
Okay.
All the bikers seem to coexist. You don't see people fighting, but you do see people giving each other looks. But I guess this might be like a neutral area that people don't fight. You're not quite sure because you would think with all these patched clubs in one area, there'd be some type of war going on, especially with bikers because they don't always get along.
Right, exactly. It's
So-
kind of like one of those neutral ground kind of.
Yeah, you get the idea that that if a fight's kind of like they kind of eye each other and they go to and then they back down and they just walk away like they know that. So when you're just kind of rolling through, I want to say you're more of like how you ride a bike with your feet. And
Yeah.
you're
Go
ki-
on.
Anyway, you ride, but you're kind of walking your bike around a little bit, and you notice that there is a couple Black Serpent guys there. They don't seem to pay attention. Most guys don't really pay attention to you. Some people do look at you because they want to see who you are. And then when they see you have no patch, they just completely ignore you when you're walking through. You do notice that up on the stage area where the screen is, that's kind of ripped, you see a bunch of barrels lit, and then there's there looks to be like a throne up there, and you see a guy sitting on it. And then there's two women, kind of, I want to say chained next to him, but they're not in trouble or anything like that. They're,
Right.
voluntarily there. And he seems to be he has one leg over the side and he's just kind of sitting there and he's drinking his beer and he's talking to some guys that are standing below him. And you get the idea that he runs this place. So maybe he's the one that
Gotcha.
keeps the peace. You're not sure. The guys who are listening to him have no patch affiliation on them all as well. They are heavily armed, which looks like very big assault rifles.
Oh.
And that's it. You just see various bikers. They seem to mind their own business. Actually, one of them might signal you down. And he's just like, "Are you looking for someone, buddy?"
Nope. Just seeing if anybody I know is here, which I am not seeing anybody. I figured I'd just cruise through on my way home.
He just nods and walks back to his group. Yeah, you look around for quite some time. You don't see him. You kind of focus on the serpents, and you don't see him in there.
Okay. Well, I figured it was worth a try if he was, wasn't going to barge into the back room at the grease pit. That's a good way to get beat up.
So you're about. Are you going to leave, or are you just going to keep walking around?
Oh, I'm gonna leave. I mean, I'm gonna kind of stroll, kind of roll through the, just kind of go through the area like when you not like in and out, but like when you go to a store and you just walk the aisles kind of thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a I think it's intelligence and perception.
All right.
D10.
Intelligence. Oh crap! I rolled a 1.
Yeah, that's an automatic failure. So
Yeah.
you're walking your bike and you kind of bang into a pole. You're looking around so desperately. You're like, bang! No one seems to notice.
Collapse.
Nah, nobody
Oh, that's
notices.
good because it's going to be a point and laugh kind of thing.
Yeah, nobody really cares.
All right, well, that's good. Embarrassing.
Yeah. All right, so you gather yourself and you check your bike. No damage. You're like, oh crap, and hopefully nobody noticed that.
Yeah, time to go home.
You hop on it. You start it up, and brrrr, you're out of there.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're gonna go crash and wake up the next morning and meet up with Dr. Dude.
Yep. And
like around 12.
when we get together. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's actually. I'll get up before that and get together with Dr. Dude. I'll bring him some lunch and we'll call my cop contact. Well, figure he's on lunch break.
Well, yeah. I mean, so does Dr. Dude have more people working with him, Geoff, or is he just by himself in the clinic?
Well, it depends on what time it is. I mean, it's still nighttime, so everyone's gotten home. And if it's during the day, he might get a volunteer or two, but nothing too substantial.
Right. That's why I'm asking because Rick's gonna pop by during lunch. So, well,
Oh, that's
12
fine. That shouldn't be a problem. There might be a few people there, but nothing too serious.
All right. So it's.
Oh yeah, you might be. I didn't think you might be seeing patients.
I mean, I got a little girl who skinned her knee, but other than that, I've been working on a few things.
All right, you're always working on some interesting things. So that's good to
Yeah,
hear.
man. Like, since we're gonna have to find this place, I'm guessing I'm gonna need some gas grenades. Maybe put them in a vent so I can knock everyone out before we get in there.
Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to need a gas mask.
Oh yeah, man. It's. Oh hey, you brought me some lunch.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, it's like these cucumber sandwiches. You went to that little English bar down the place, didn't you?
Just for you, man.
Okay.
Dr. Dude eats a cucumber sandwiches with his pinky up. Tasty.
Okay, Geoff.
Oh, let me finish this patient, and we'll get to talking business. He kind of sprays
right.
some antiseptic on the little girl's leg and puts a bandage over her. Hey, Sarah, if you wouldn't mind finishing this up, I got to talk to my friend in the back here.
Sure thing. All right. So, okay, you guys
Went
meet
quiet.
up. I don't know. You guys meet up in the office, and then you call your contact, Rick, which, if you have something handy to write down, I'll give you the name and everything.
Okay,
You ready?
go ahead.
Officer Maria Maya Hernandez.
Ria, Maya, Fernandez or Hernandez?
Hernandez, yeah.
Okay,
And
all right.
there we go. That's what she looks like. Okay. So Sarah said she's going to take over for you, so you guys could go talk in the office. She'll take care of the personnel and whoever else comes in.
Thanks.
So you call your cop friend, Stonehands, which I put a picture of her in the chat, which you all should see. She is, just for description of the podcast, early 30s, well-toned, dark hair, usually worn in a practical ponytail or bun, hazel eyes, olive complexion with some freckles, standard police uniform. You get the idea that she's a good cop that doesn't compromise, but she will help out Stonehands for some odd reason. So you give her a call, Stonehands, and she's just like,
She's willing to work to defeat the Greater Evil.
Yeah.
does Colt have a last name? Because you didn't put a last name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I threw that in the chat. Callahan.
Callahan. Okay, I thought so. I didn't see it under Jeff's pin.
Yeah, he wrote it right underneath.
She goes, "Hey, Callahan, what's going on? Haven't heard from you in a while."
Oh, I've been around doing things, trying not to cause trouble, trying to do my bit for the you know what I mean. Just wondering if you could give me a little information on a guy, possibly. I got a job, and we're looking into, and I'll definitely share some information with you should I find out. But that veil stuff that's running around these days, guy wants us to find out where they're distributing it from, where their warehouse or whatever you want to call it is. It got a name of a guy that runs with the Black Serpents, named Smokey Joe.
Oh,
I wonder.
yeah. Smokey Joe.
Ah, so somebody who's well on your radar, huh?
Yeah, Smokey Joe Thompson is his name. Uh, he's a little bit of a weasel. We've arrested him a couple times for possession. He always figures out a way to get out of jail, though. So he has some really good lawyers working for him. I don't really know.
Ah, connections, yeah.
What
Well,
what
we
about
were
him?
given
Oh,
his name and a little bit of information in a photograph, and I was like, I think I know somebody who probably gonna already be have some tidbits of information that might be willing to share in exchange for other information that we pick up later on.
yeah.
Because
So
we want to get. I don't like that kind of stuff. We need to get rid of that stuff. And what they do with what the guy that wants the information from us does with it on his own. I mean, all I got to do is give him the information.
so
And
what
if
do
we
you
can
want?
track down
I'm
where
I'm
they're
I'm,
making it, then that would be good too.
I'm on the clock here. What do you need, Callahan?
Just want to know if got an address on the guy and any hangouts other than the grease pit with the rest of his guys. Do they have a clubhouse? Do Black Serpents even have a clubhouse?
It's hard to determine where their clubhouse is, but she gives you an address of where he lives.
All right, I'll mark that down.
Yeah, she says 1262 West Street, apartment 206, right here in Eureka. It's a really rundown apartment building, so be careful when you go in there.
What was that? 1262 West Street,
I put it in the chat.
an apartment. Oh, okay. I wasn't even
206.
looking at the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Every time we get good information on where their clubhouse is, they seem to move. When we get there, it's just an abandoned place. The only place that we
I
know
wonder.
for certain that they hang out a lot is the grease pit.
Grease pit, and I'm sure that somebody's always at the drive-in.
Yeah, generally.
Maybe they've got one of those little rolling, safe house kind of idea. Several different places have to look into stuff. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna have to know more about the gang entirely to help figure out any of that stuff. But like I said, any information we get about where that veil crap is coming from, or even if I find out where I make it, I'm gonna pass that information along for sure. Once I talk to the guy who's interested.
I appreciate that.
Always, you've done me some solids over the last couple of years, so
Well,
appreciate it.
yep. You owe me one. I gotta go. Click. She hangs
All
up.
right.
Well, she's on duty, so she's got stuff to do.
Oh yeah, that's why I figured I'd hit her at lunchtime in case it was one.
Nah, you just maybe hit her because she was busy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you got an address for Smokey Joe where he lives, so you can start there for your investigation on him, asking him questions, applying some pressure to him. Maybe bribe him. Who knows what we'll do. Well, this is a good stopping point right here with this information we got. We'll see you next time for another episode of Shadowrun Darkness Rising or something like that. Good night, everybody.